There is one object that tells the truth better than any motivational speech ever could: an hourglass. Because when you look at it, you do not see time as a concept. You see it leaving, grain by grain, second by second, choice by choice. And the terrifying part is not that time moves. The terrifying part is that most people do not notice it moving until too much of it is gone. They think they have time to start, time to heal, time to build, time to become who they said they would become. So they wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect opportunity, the perfect version of themselves. But life does not pause while you prepare. It keeps falling. And one day, without warning, you look up and realize the top half is almost empty. This video is not about fear. It is about awakening. Because the people who change their lives are not always the most talented. They are the ones who finally understand something simple. The sand is falling whether you act or not. So the question is no longer, do I have time? The real question is, what am I doing with the time that is already leaving me? Most people are not lazy. They are hypnotized by the word later. Later, I will take care of my body. Later, I will start the business. Later, I will fix my mind. Later, I will leave what is draining me. Later, I will become disciplined. Later, I will finally live like I mean it. But later is one of the most dangerous lies the human mind can tell itself, because later feels safe. It removes urgency without removing desire. It lets you believe you still care while quietly training you not to act. That is why years disappear so easily. Not in one dramatic collapse, not in one obvious mistake, but in tiny delays that seem harmless when they happen. 5 more minutes. Tomorrow instead. Next month. After summer. When things calm down, when I feel more ready, when I have more confidence, when life gives me a sign. And suddenly, the person you were supposed to become has been postponed for so long that they start to feel imaginary. The painful truth is this: you do not destroy your future only through bad decisions. You also destroy it through endless postponement of the right ones. Time is rarely stolen in a dramatic way. Most of the time, it is leaked, quietly, comfortably, repeatedly. That is why the hourglass matters, because it exposes what your excuses try to hide. It reminds you that delay has a cost, even when it feels harmless. The hourglass does not care if you are talented. It does not care if your intentions are pure. It does not care how much potential you have. It does not care how many times you said, "One day I'll do something great." It keeps moving. And that is exactly why it is such a powerful symbol. Because life is brutally fair in one specific way. Everyone receives time, but not everyone respects it. Some people treat their hours like loose change. They spend them without awareness, without strategy, without standards. Others treat time like capital. They protect it, they direct it, they invest it. They understand that every day is either building momentum or feeding regret. That is why 2 people can live in the same city, wake up at the same hour, have access to the same internet, the same 24 hours, the same world of opportunity, and still end up with completely different lives. The difference is not only intelligence, it is not only luck, it is not only resources. It is the way they use the sand while it is still at the top. One person spends life reacting. The other spends life designing. One lives by mood. The other lives by meaning. One waits to feel motivated. The other moves before the feeling arrives. The hourglass is merciless, but it is also honest. It reveals whether you are living intentionally or just disappearing slowly. So why do people keep wasting the time they know is valuable? Because the human mind is not naturally built to honor the future. It is built to protect the present. Comfort now feels safer than growth later. Distraction now feels easier than discipline later. Avoidance now feels lighter than confrontation later. And if your mind has been programmed by fear, rejection, failure, chaos, disappointment, or years of survival mode, then choosing short-term relief becomes almost automatic. That is why people do things they know are hurting them. Not because they are stupid, but because their nervous system has learned to worship familiarity, even when familiarity is painful. You say you want change, but your patterns are designed to keep you emotionally safe. You say you want freedom, but your habits are still built around old fear. You say you want a different life, but your identity still belongs to your old one. This is why motivation alone is never enough. Because if your subconscious is attached to delay, distraction, and self-protection, you will keep reaching for what is familiar, even while claiming you want more. And suddenly the hourglass becomes even more important, because now you realize the battle is not just with time, it is with conditioning. It is with a version of you that has learned how to survive, but not how to move forward. Most people think they are losing time in big, obvious ways. They are wrong. They lose it in fragments. A distracted morning, a lazy hour, a meaningless argument, a weekend with no intention, a week of mental fog, a month of excuses, a year of almost starting. That is how lives disappear. Not through one giant failure, but through repeated small betrayals of what matters most. Every time you ignore the important thing for something easy, a little more sand falls. Every time you silence your own potential with comfort, a little more sand falls. Every time you say, "I'll become serious later," a little more sand falls. And here is what makes it dangerous. You usually do not feel the loss immediately. That is why distraction is so expensive. That is why misalignment is so dangerous. That is why low standards are never just low standards. They are tiny holes in your hourglass. And if you do not repair them, you will eventually call your regret bad luck, when in reality, it was repeated neglect. This is where your power returns. Because once you can identify the leak, you can stop pretending you are confused. You know what matters. You know what is draining you. You know which patterns are wasting your life. Now the question becomes, will you protect your time or keep giving it away in pieces? Urgency is often misunderstood. People think urgency means panic, stress, pressure, desperation. But real urgency is not emotional chaos. It is clarity. It is the moment you finally understand that your life is not a rehearsal, that this is not the draft version, not the warm-up, not the preview. This is it. And once that truth enters your nervous system, everything changes. You stop negotiating with things that weaken you. You stop giving prime hours to nonsense. You stop treating your potential like an optional hobby. You begin to move differently, not because you are scared, but because you are awake. Awake people do not need constant motivation. They need alignment. They know that every day must answer one question. Did I spend today moving toward the life I want, or away from it? And that is where rewiring begins. Not when you say you want more, but when your behavior starts proving it. When your calendar changes, when your standards change, when your environment changes, when your habits stop serving the old identity and start feeding the future one. Urgency is beautiful when it is guided, because it turns time from an enemy into a weapon. If you want to stop wasting your life, you do not need a new personality overnight. You need a new relationship with time. Start here. Treat your morning like the opening scene of your future, because how you begin the day often decides how you spend your mind. Stop asking, "What do I feel like doing today?" Ask, "What deserves my best energy today?" Choose one non-negotiable action every day that respects the person you are trying to become. One workout, one page, 1 hour of focus, one brave conversation, one step that makes your future more real. Then protect your attention like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Attention is where your life goes. What you focus on shapes what you feel. What you feel shapes what you repeat. What you repeat shapes who you become. And finally, stop romanticizing endless potential. Potential means nothing if it keeps dying unopened. What matters is execution, embodiment, repetition, evidence. You do not need to control all the sand. You need to honor the grain that is in your hand right now. That is how real lives change. Not through fantasies of someday, but through sacred respect for today. Now, ask yourself something uncomfortable. If you keep living the way you are living right now, where will you be 1 year from today? Not where you hope, not where you imagine, not where you post about going. Where will your current habits actually take you? Because that answer is more honest than any goal. If you keep delaying, 1 more year will pass. If you keep shrinking, 1 more year will pass. If you keep letting fear make decisions, 1 more year will pass.
The hourglass will not stop to negotiate. And 1 year may not sound dramatic, but stack enough careless years together, and they become a life you no longer recognize. This is why awareness matters. Not to make you sad, not to make you anxious, but to make you honest. Because once you become honest, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You stop drifting. You stop lying to yourself politely. You stop waiting for rescue. And you finally become the kind of person who can be trusted with a meaningful life. That is what the hourglass teaches. Not that time is cruel, but that time is precious enough to demand a better version of you. So here is the message. You do not need to fear the hourglass. You need to respect it. Because every grain that falls is asking the same question. Will you spend this life asleep or awake? Will you keep postponing your own becoming? Or will you finally move? Will you let comfort write your story? Or will you take the pen back? There is still sand at the top. That means there is still time to choose differently. Still time to become disciplined. Still time to rebuild your mind. Still time to protect your future. Still time to become someone you are proud to live with. But only if you stop treating time like something you can waste now and value later. The hourglass is already speaking. Listen to it, and then act. If this video woke something up in you, do not let that feeling die in the next 10 minutes. Use it. And if you want to go deeper into rewiring your mind, breaking old patterns, and building a stronger internal system, watch the next video on this channel. Because this video showed you why time matters. But the next one will help you become the kind of person who actually uses it well. Until then, protect your hours. Protect your attention. Protect your life.